the sun would be constantly beating down for 15 years on one part of the Earth's surface, and it would become superheated. Another part would become super cooled because it would not be exposed to the sun. Therefore, you would probably, almost definitely, life could not exist. The composition of the gases in our atmosphere: oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide. If there was not oxygen, life could not exist. If it was pure oxygen, still life could not exist, because pure oxygen is poisonous. We need carbon dioxide. We also need nitrogen. We need the other gases. There is a perfect balance of gases. There happens to be a gas, ozone. Very important gas. We're all learning about it now, especially in Australia. They tell us about skin cancer. And the ozone layer is being depleted. The ozone has an extremely important role. It filters out the harmful effects of the sun's radiation. If there was no ozone layer, what would happen? We would be bombarded with harmful radiation. Life would not exist. Imagine if the earth was much closer to the sun or much further from the sun. Again, too hot, too cold. In fact, what we find that our planet is a perfectly balanced mechanism. More intricate and more delicate than the most sophisticated mechanical watches. If we look at the human brain, the eyes, the ears, the lungs, the heart, the kidneys, each of these things are incredibly complex machines. If we go deeper and look on the microbiological level, we find that even the cell, which is the most basic building block of life, is incredibly complex. It has been compared to a mega city, a huge city. A huge city. In fact, if you were to compare the cell to a city that human beings built, the cell would actually be more complex and more sophisticated. This cell has incredibly complex mechanisms that allow nutrients in and that allow waste products out, but does not allow harmful products in, and that keeps the beneficial products out. It has the means of reproducing itself. It has factories that produce certain substances because each cell has a special task. And within the cell is a factory that produces these substances, breaking down chemicals and reconstructing them. This is a cell. The simplest building block of life is incredibly complex. What is there in the whole totality of human experience to allow us to believe that such a thing could be a product of random events? The fact is that asking us to believe that is not reasonable. It is irrational. It does not fit with human experience. It is not reasonable. It is not rational. Rather, it is rational and reasonable to believe that there is an intelligence, a power behind all of this. So it could not have created itself. This universe could not have brought itself into existence, nor did it create itself. The universe is not its own creator, because we cannot attribute to the universe and the things of the universe the power to create. It is only a collection of what? Stars and galaxies. And stars and galaxies do not have the ability to bring things into existence and to organize. So it couldn't have created itself, nor could we be the creators of it, because we ourselves are in need of a creator. And these are the rational arguments you will find in the Quran. The Quran is the essential book that is the foundation of the religion of Islam. So in the Quran you find these beautiful rational arguments. Observe, look, think, contemplate. In these things you will find signs, evidences for those people who reflect, for those people who are wise, for those people who understand. And if you think and you reflect, then you will realize that, yes, this universe, it did not create itself, and it did not come from nothing, so it must have a creator. There must be one that has brought this universe into existence. And the creator of this universe cannot be of the same nature as the universe. The creator of the universe must be different. Because if the creator of the universe was of the same nature as the universe, then it would also need a creator. And then that creator would also need a creator, and you will have creators creating creators ad infinitum. In fact, you would never get anything created. It is not reasonably possible. So the creator must be different. So as the universe is temporary, the Creator is eternal. As the universe is needy, it means it needs a Creator. It needs one to bring it into existence and to make the laws through which and by which it exists. Then the Creator must be self-sufficient, without any needs. And you could only have one such eternal, self-sufficient Creator. You could not have two eternal, self-sufficient Creators. Therefore, what the Quran teaches, and this is what you will find the Quran teaches, fundamentally about God, that there is one God who is eternal, who is self-sufficient, who has brought this universe into existence, who has created it and who sustains it and who maintains it. That this universe is not God, and God is not part of this universe. God is the creator of it. Nor does God become something inside this universe, because that would contradict reason. That is an unreasonable and an irrational claim that could never ever be proven. If anyone says God became a man, that is a claim that you can never prove. You can claim it, you can say I believe it, but you can never prove it, because by definition, the belief that God became a man is something that contradicts reason. Because man is temporary, man is needy, man breathes, man eats, man is born, and man dies. But God is eternal. God does not need to eat, God does not need to drink, God does not breathe, because God is self-sufficient. God does not have a beginning, and God does not have an end. So to say something is eternal and temporary, both at the same time, that something is infinite and finite, both at the same time, that something is immortal and mortal, that is self-sufficient and needy, it's an impossibility. You are asking, or the person is claiming, that two completely opposite, contradictory things exist at the same time. And if you claim that, then on what basis can you ask people to even believe in God in the first place? If you claim that, then what is your argument, and what basis can you say to people, believe in God? Because if you say believe in God because it's rational, then you demand that they believe in something irrational, then they will then question the very belief in God in the first place. So it's not something that can ever be proven. It is only something that can be claimed. And so therefore the first beauty and the first wonderful thing about Islam is exactly this. What Islam teaches about God. It is a belief that is so pure, it is so free from irrational beliefs,